right, we're going to get started. Welcome to Tapestry. My name is Karen Russell. I'm the executive director here at Tapestry. We're really excited to have you all here. Hopefully you'll walk away with some information on a new program that we're very happy to be part of and learn a little bit more and how you can help your loved one or help your clients with this new program. We have a few special guests today. Susan Saxinger is here. She is the executive director of PALA. PALA is a nonprofit assisted living or association who represents personal care homes and assisted living communities, for-profit and not-for-profit, that vary in size from small owners to large state, national corporations. One of PALA's primary objectives is to provide a uniform voice of the homes that they represent and the residents they serve by advocating for informed choice, quality care, accessibility for seniors residing in the Commonwealth of PA. PALA has developed relationships with the Department of Human Services, the Bureau of Human Services Licensing, Office of Long-Term Living, and standing committees in the House and Senate, and allow PALA to maintain open lines of communication on regulatory and legislative issues in the industry. PALA has been very instrumental in helping this program gain some traction. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Susan, who's going to have a few opening remarks.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you all. As Karen mentioned, my name is Susan Saxinger. I'm the executive director for the Pennsylvania Assisted Living Association, otherwise known as PALA. And it is truly my honor to be here today to celebrate this exciting milestone. Tapestry Senior Living's participation in the In Lieu of Services program. This is more than just a program launch. It represents expanded access, increased choice, and greater dignity for seniors in Pennsylvania. Since assisted living was established in Pennsylvania in 2007, with the first license being issued in 2011, PALA has remained committed to a core goal: ensuring that assisted living services are accessible through Medicaid. We have long believed that where you live and the care you receive should not be dictated by your income alone. This is what makes today so meaningful. Tapestry is leading the way by opening its doors to serve Community HealthChoices participants who may not have had the option of assisted living without In Lieu of Services. For these individuals, assisted living is now a real choice, a real home, and a place they can thrive. This is a pivotal achievement and a sign of what is possible when we all work together. While our work at PALA continues and we remain committed to advocating for assisted living to be formally recognized as a covered service under the Medicaid waiver, we will not let that ongoing work overshadow the progress of what we are celebrating here today. We are here to honor what has been accomplished and to thank those who are driving change. To the team at Tapestry, thank you for your leadership and your willingness to be first. This is a proud and meaningful step for Pennsylvania's long-term care system. On behalf of PALA, congratulations and thank you for being a part of this solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Again, we greatly appreciate your attendance today and PALA's support. Next up, I would like to introduce Joe Signor. He is the president of Tapestry Senior Management.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Susan, for the nice words. I'm Joe Signor. I'm the president with Tapestry Senior Living. We are the owner and the operator of Tapestry Moon Township here. And also attending today is one of our founders and our chief clinical officer, Dr. Terry Paulino, who I'd like to point out to my left here. Tapestry Moon Township was a project that we took on prior to 2019, and we converted the old Embassy Suites, for those of you that are familiar with the area. Embassy Suites had a long-standing integral position within the community here, and we wanted to make sure that we maintained that. So by by purchasing the community and repurposing it for senior living and being able to serve, as we say, we are exceptional people providing exceptional care to exceptional people, to be able to do that within the Moon Township community. And it's a puzzle. So when we opened, we formed the partnership with the Moon Township Senior Connection, which actually brings in about 400 Moon Township seniors a week to our community to take part in activities and also whether it's dining or what have you, in mix with our longstanding residents. We serve residents on an independent living scale. We serve residents on an assisted living and also for memory care within Moon Township. We always had the vision to be able to serve everyone as to the best of our ability, to be able to meet their needs, not only physically, but also financially. And so this was always a part of the long-term plan to get to where we are today. And it was a very long process. It took approximately 5 years. Due to the hard work of Terry and to the hard work of our team here locally on site, and Lori Schultz over here to the right, and Greg Grand, if he's around somewhere, they worked tirelessly to get us to where we are today. And we are so excited to be really the first in the area to have the ability to provide Medicaid waivered services to those that are in need, both physically and financially. And so with that, this is our time to thank. I'd like to thank Pennsylvania Health and Wellness as one of our contracted managed care providers within the program, and also UPMC, who's also contracted with us. So we know that this is going to be a great service for the area and for the community, and also for Allegheny County as a whole. So we're really, truly excited. So for that, thank you for coming today. For those of you that it's your first time here to Moon Township, or to Tapestry Moon, look forward to getting to know you and meeting you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Tapestry Senior Management, for having the foresight and vision and stick-to-itiveness to get us to where we are today with the program. All right, so now the nuts and bolts, right? What you're all really here for. I'm going to attempt to walk you through the process as simply as I can, but there's also a document that we put together that kind of walks you through. Participating in this program is not the simplest thing. So it does take some guidance to get through it, and we put together those steps for you. So you may or may not know that up until this point in time, if you were limited financially and had the need for care and services, really one of the only options that you had was to move into a nursing facility. That has changed. There are many community support systems in place now that allow someone who needs care and services to be in their home. And these services now include assisted living, which is considered a community. So the state now is allowing or is putting the charge of managing Medicaid to the managed care organizations, MCOs. So the managed care organizations across the state are the ones that are managing the Medicaid programs and coordinating services for people who are eligible for those programs. So to participate in this program, there's really two criteria. One, you have to have the financial need and meet the criteria for medical assistance. And for this program, the general guidelines right now, 2025, they change every year. The monthly income cannot exceed $2,901 for a single individual and $8,000 in assets. For a married couple, it's a little bit more complicated, and I don't want to quote numbers because the county assistance office figures that out. And that they would be the ones that can give you the income limits for a married couple. So you have to qualify financially, and you also have to qualify for need, okay? So how do you find out if you're qualified? The simplest way to do it is to log on to the Compass website. if you're on the Compass, and that link is in the paper, if you log on to the Compass website, you actually can take a little quiz assessment to determine if the applicant qualifies financially, okay? If you qualify financially, you then can apply for medical assistance through Compass. You can also schedule an appointment and go to the Allegheny County assistance office, and complete the application there. We do have paper applications here if you want to pick one up, as well as the financial documents that they will look for that you will need for the application process. Compass is pretty user-friendly. It walks you through the process, tells you all the documents that you need. Once you file for medical assistance and submit your claim, it goes to the county assistance office, what's referred to as the CAO. In our county, that's Allegheny County. They're the ones responsible for reviewing the medical assistance applications, reaching out if they need any additional information, and making the determination if the applicant is financially eligible for medical assistance services. Okay? So that's the first part to accomplish and where you have to start. It's through that medical assistance application process system. You can set up an account on Compass so you can track the status of the application through the process, and has a whole host of other information there as well. But it's a very pretty user-friendly system. Once you get a determination from the county assistance office, they're going to let you know if the applicant is eligible or not. And if interested in community-based services, Community HealthChoices, they will make a referral to what is called the IEB, the Independent Enrollment Broker. We love acronyms, don't we? The IEB is essentially the clearinghouse for the community health choices, options, and systems. They do an initial intake. They also do a financial eligibility, and they will contact the area agency on aging to do a needs assessment, which is called a functional assessment. So they will reach out to the applicant, get the information they need, send the referral to the area agency on aging. The area agency on aging will come out and see the resident. There is a medical evaluation that needs to be completed and signed by the physician. If it's a resident at Tapestry that sees our medical director, we can take care of that here. If it's a community physician, the community physician would have to fill that out, and it gets sent in as well. Once the assessment has taken place to look at functional needs, that means what are the care needs of the resident? Do they in fact need services? Do they need supervision? Do they need activities with daily living? They will essentially establish that, yes, this is a person who is eligible for community health choices and community-based services as an alternative to the nursing home. When that happens during that process, they will ask what MCO, managed care organization, that you are interested in working with. And as Joe stated earlier, the two managed care organizations that Tapestry works with is PA Health and Wellness and UPMC. There may be more in the future, we'll see, but those two we have established contracts with. The referral then goes to the managed care organization, and they are the ones responsible for, again, conducting an assessment, looking at the needs of the resident and what ways are supports needed. And if the resident is in assisted living, needs assisted living, they can identify that that resident is in need of those services. The MCO actually has to be the one that approves the applicant's eligibility to be in assisted living and receive the benefit of them helping to pay for the cost of care. So you have to go through this multi-step process. to go to the MCO. The MCO then will determine eligibility and do their own assessment. When you're involved with a managed care organization under Community Health Choices, you will be assigned, the applicant will be assigned a service manager, service coordinator, who will follow that resident and make sure that that resident's needs are met. So if that resident would move into Tapestry and the service coordinator for that MCO are going to make sure that the support plan and the service needs are aligned and that all the needs are being met. That service coordinator also continues to follow that member of the MCO as long as they're in the program, keeping tabs on their needs, checking in on their residents, making an insight visit to make sure that the coordination of services is happening in according to the plan of care. The MCOs will, the CAO will, the County Assistance Office, will determine the amount of money that the resident needs to pay the community on a monthly basis. So just like in a nursing home setting, the resident still contributes to the cost of care. The same would be true in the assisted living organization. So they will look at the resident's monthly income. They leave allowances if they're paying for additional insurance plans, health plans. They leave $60 a month for a personal needs allowance and establish then what the applicant is responsible for paying monthly towards the cost of care. That will be communicated to the community. It's also communicated to the applicant. And the managed care organization then also pays an agreed upon daily rate towards the cost of care for that resident. So that's how the payments are made and coordinated. So they're able to get a financial subsidy through the managed care organization to help cover the cost of care when their low income or funds have depleted at that point in time. That's the process in a nutshell. Obviously, it takes a little longer to get through that process than it did for me to explain it to you. But that's essentially how it works. So nothing in Pennsylvania is usually simple or easy when it comes to anything regulatory. And this process is not simple in one step either, but that is the process that needs to be followed. So it's doable. It's a great option for people who can no longer live at home, who may be in a nursing home, who truly, having run nursing homes for years, I know there's many people in nursing homes that really didn't need to be there. They could have easily been met in assisted living, but there was no other option. Medicaid would only pay for them to be in a nursing home. Now there are some additional options that we've never before had in the state. So it's a great program. We already moved our first resident on the program into Tapestry this week. We're looking forward to many more. There are some other communities in the Pittsburgh area who are participating as well, but we are up and running with this program and ready to roll.